Once upon a time, there was a young basketball player who had dreams of becoming one of the greatest basketball players of all time. He worked day and night, every day, for years and years and years and years and years. As time went on, 20 years had passed, and he felt that he had accomplished all that he set out to accomplish. But what he come to realize is that the goal that he set out initially of becoming the greatest of all time was a very fickle one. And what he realized that the most important thing in life is how your career moves and touches those around you and how it carries forward to the next generation.
You know, I always felt like the people that feel pressure are the people that cut corners or really didn't put the work in. If you know you've put in all the work, what is there to be nervous about? You've done it thousands of times before. You just go up there and do it one more time. Really a question of what side of the fence do you want to be on? You know, do you want to be nervous in those situations, or do you not want to be nervous in those situations? Do you want to look at pressure as a normal sport occurrence like breathing is to every single day of your life? Then you put in the work. And if you don't, man, that's on you.
It's a constant process. It's exciting when you win, it's exciting when you lose, because the process should be exactly the same, whether you win or you lose. As you go back and you look and you find things that you could have done better, you find things that you've done well that worked, you figure out how did they work, why did they work, and how can you make them work again.
Yeah.
And but the hardest thing is to face that stuff. If you're going to be a leader, you're not going to please everybody. You got to hold people accountable.
Yeah, I think greatness is an infinite growth. You know, every single day, are you getting better and better and better? Are you constantly growing? Greatness is not a destination. I think it's a process more so than anything. You know, if you have that mentality, then you'll continually chase greatness. And in that process of understanding that you'll never truly achieve it, but you'll keep getting better every single day, and you'll continually strive to reach your fullest potential. And I think that process and that journey is what greatness is.
The fact of the matter is I'm still trying to get better. So if I'm playing against a weaker opponent and I start coasting, I'm building nothing but bad habits myself. If you want to play at an excellent level, if you want to do something excellent, you have to be excellent all the time. It's a way of life. It's not just I show up on Monday and be excellent. No, it don't work that way. Right? You got to be excellent across the board. Right? And that's how you build habits. When excellence becomes a habit, then that's just who you are.
It's an obsessiveness that comes along with it. You want things to be as perfect as they can be, understanding that nothing is ever perfect. But the challenge is try to get them as perfect as they can be. Mm-hmm. And what can you do? It's in your control. So control what you can.
You always want to outwork your potential. As hard as you believe you can work harder than that.
Emotions come and go. The important thing is to accept them all, to embrace them all, and then you can choose to do with them what you want versus being controlled by emotion. Practices are meant to be competitive. They're meant to be competitive. If your practices aren't more competitive than the games themselves, you're doing the wrong thing. Mm-hmm. And most of these teams and coaches have gotten into a mindset of resting players. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's too much. We're not going to practice light day. You show up and you work.
Yeah.
You practice.
Yeah.
And practices are going to be worse. They're going to be more physical. There's going to be more trash talking. And I'm going to let you know. Right?
Yeah.
If you didn't show up today, I'm going to let you know.
Yeah.
And it's going to be embarrassing, and you're going to hate it. But when Game 7 rolls around, the NBA Finals, you will be prepared. When I play against somebody, and we line up, and you guard me, my whole purpose was to get you to reconsider your life choice to play basketball. Right? So at the end of the day, you'd be like, you know what? Maybe this isn't for me.
My parents were great. Growing up, they instilled in me the importance of imagination, of curiosity. Understanding that, okay, if you want to accomplish something, I'm not just going to sit here and say, yes, you can do whatever you want. Yes, you can, but you have to also put in the work to get there, right? So they talk about it at a really early age, man. And when you grow up as a kid thinking that the world is your oyster, and all things are possible if you put in the work to do it, we grew up having that fundamental belief. And my father just gave me a hug and said, listen, whether you score 0 or score 60, I'm going to love you no matter what. Wow. Now that is the most important thing that you can say to a child. Because from there, I was like, okay, that gives me all the confidence in the world to fail.
I think our job is to try to inspire the creativity inside of our children so that they can think through how to problem solve situations. So like, when I coach my daughter's team, it's not about giving them answers. It's about asking them questions and getting them to process things. Right? When the game is being played, I'm not sitting there giving them answers or barking out things on the sideline. I sit down and I'm quiet. My assistant coach sits there and she's quiet. And the kids figure things out for themselves, or they don't. And then they come back and there's always questions, and then you kind of ask them more questions and you help them figure it out. But then you see their level of excitement to practice every day increase, because it's a process that they are owning, right? They're not coming to get orders barked at them every day. They're coming for kind of their personal quest to get better.
If I'm not playing, I need to get better at this, I need to get better at that. There's things I can control, and this is what I'm going. But unfortunately, there's a lot of noise, a lot of outside noise from friends and former coaches and all sorts of stuff, filling your head with nonsense. Then you have to be able to have the strength to edit that and say, no, I don't want to hear it. This is on me. I would say focus on human nature. You have to balance out understanding human nature with the obsession to understand exact tactics of basketball. And as I've gotten older, I understood you can execute till the cows come home. But if you don't understand human nature, if you don't understand how to relate to others, if you don't understand what makes them tick, you're never going to win a championship. We've been pigeonholed into thinking that we can only be one thing. And so when I retire, everybody is saying, okay, he's too competitive. He's not going to know what to do with himself. He's going to have to come back. I took that as a personal challenge of them thinking I'm this one-dimensional person, that all I know is how to dribble a ball, shoot the ball, and play basketball and compete at that level. And so I took that as a personal challenge. I will never come back to the game, ever. I'm here to show people that we can do much more than that. And creating this business, winning an Oscar, winning an Emmy, and an Annie, those are things that are showing other athletes that come after. No, there's more to this thing.
Everybody has their own. It's your job to try to perfect it and make it as beautiful of a canvas as you can make it.
We're not on this stage just because of talent or ability. We're up here because of 4 a.m. We're up here because of 2-a-days or 5-a-days. We're up here because we had a dream and let nothing stand in our way. If anything tried to bring us down, we used it to make us stronger. We were never satisfied, never finished, we'll never be retired. My high school English teacher, Mr. Fisk, I actually paid attention one time in class. And he said, he had this beautiful quote, and it read, "Rest at the end, not in the middle." And I took that to heart. I believe there's time for resting at the end, but for me, that time is not now. Thank you for this tremendous honor in acknowledging my basketball career, but I'm far from done. My next dream is to be honored one day for inspiring the next generation of athletes to have a dream, sacrifice for it, and never ever rest in the middle.